Welcome to the Miami Heat Zone podcast. We're pushing to 6,000 subscribers. Make sure that you guys hit that subscribe button. We're halfway to that goal. This is per Sam Amick. He said that I would put this in the category of things to monitor. I have been reported that Memphis and Milwaukee were told by Jimmy's camp to not pursue him. I was told by both sides that Milwaukee was not told that they were out. They are interested in Jimmy. I would just stay tuned. Now let's listen to the rest of the report.
Let's get to the meat of what's happening in the NBA right now. And I think the most prominent guy on everyone's radar is Jimmy Butler. And in your piece that you put out, you mentioned a team that hasn't really been mentioned with Jimmy Butler, and that's the Milwaukee Bucks. I've said them a couple times on the show to raising eyebrows, and he actually seems to like to fit. But can you give us any more information on Milwaukee and like how serious are they about a potential Jimmy Butler trade? Because this is kind of their window, right?
Yeah, so I would put this in the category of just things to monitor, not trying to sit here and take that spotlight and put it fully on Milwaukee by any means. Admittedly, the main reason that I looked into this particular topic was because it had been reported that Memphis and Milwaukee were told by Jimmy's camp to not pursue him, that he did not have any hopes or dreams of a long-term future in either of those cities. Now, admittedly, in terms of my reporting style, I've got a real aversion to, I don't like, pushing back on stuff that is out there. Just professionally, that's not always something I love to do. But I also kind of want to make sure that we have stuff correct. And I was told by both sides that Milwaukee was not told that they are out. Now, to the question of, how they see the situation, are they interested in Jimmy? I would just say stay tuned.
Then he says, we know that the Milwaukee Bucks have underperformed, and these are short runaway when it comes to age and level of desperation, potentially, that if I was in the front office kicking this idea of Jimmy Butler around, I think it would at least be worth chewing on it. Guys, we have to realize, obviously the Miami Heat, they don't want to take on long-term salary. They're going to try to get the best assets, and then they also want competitive players to come in. They want win-now players, which I don't think they're going to get. When you look across the NBA, you have multiple teams that are going to get desperate. You're going to have the Milwaukee Bucks, the Memphis Grizzlies. You're going to have the Golden State Warriors, even though they were reported at one point they don't want Jimmy. But like I said, as the trade deadline gets closer, and I think that's exactly what the Miami Heat are going to do. I mean, listen, I don't think it's a big deal if Jimmy does come back. I think it actually helps his trade value if he comes out and balls out so that more teams can possibly get involved and try to trade for him. But that'll come down to the front office. Him and Mickey are supposed to meet today. Let's listen to the rest of the report.
I think the background that is worth remembering is that, a couple basic things, right? We know Milwaukee has underperformed when they got beat the other night by the Knicks really badly. Giannis got my eyebrows raised when he talked after the game about how they were 0-8 against the top three teams in the East. They have a history of going after big fish, if you will, obviously, with Damian Lillard coming to town that way. And they have a short runway when it comes to age. And I think a level of desperation, potentially, that if I was in that front office with John Horst and their group kicking this idea around, I think it would at least be worth chewing on.
Guys, so this is going to be very interesting. Make sure that you guys hit that subscribe button, and thank you guys for all the support.